Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is all about fuller coverage but still going to look natural and glowy and perfect for mature skin. Lads, before Christmas I turned 46. Is that middle age? Like, I don't feel it at all. Anyway, let's get stuck in. First up, we're going to prep the skin and I'm going to use the Sculpted Beauty Base Protect. I find that the older I get, the more I have to do... The older I get, the more I have to do skin prep right before I do my makeup. I never had to do that before. I find that my foundations, especially the one that we're going to use today, needs to have like recently hydrated skin. But I really like this one from Sculpted because even though it has SPF 50, I don't mind using a product that has SPF in it during the winter. In the spring and in the summer, I will use a proper pure SPF. Okay, so for foundation, we're going to go fuller coverage and we're using the Sculpted Satin Silk Foundation. I do have a full review of this on in a previous video if you want to go and have a little look, but we're just going to use one pump. Can you see here, like it has a really thick texture, like I'm doing this and nothing's it's not moving at all. It's not like a liquid, it is liquid but it's like a thicker liquid foundation. But I find the best way to apply it on me is just take a little bit on my finger and then I'll kind of spread it first, and I'm not going to use all of it. Oh, sorry, I'm like, oh, did I have my mirror up the whole time? Sorry. So that's what we do. Smush it onto my skin with my finger and then I'll use a beauty sponge. This one is from Blank Canvas. I love it. And I will just blend it in with this, obviously. Now you can use a brush if you want. I just get a more flawless finish with a sponge. With this foundation, you'll see that it doesn't look full coverage just yet, but I still have like a half pump left on my hand. And we're going to build that up because I think the older that we get, you don't want to be lashing loads of product onto your skin. Maybe you do. If you do, that's fine. I don't. So I will apply a little bit, blend it out, assess the situation, and then if I need to go in with a little bit more product or concealer, then I will. It's cold here in Ireland, hence the jumper up to my neck. Oh, roll on the spring. Oh lads, the gardening videos are going to be coming back with a bang. I can't wait. More about that in another video. I will leave a playlist below if you want to go and watch last year's gardening shenanigans. But this is my skin. See the glow and the sheen that it gives. This is a stunning foundation. Okay, time for concealer, and I'm so picky when it comes to concealers. I only use about 3 or 4 out of all the ones that I've tried. This is my current favourite. The Satin Silk Concealer from Sculpted is a close second, but I just really like the finish of this. It's the Lancome Teint Idole Ultrawear All Over Concealer. I absolutely love this for the under eyes because as you get older, sorry, look at the size of the doe foot applicator. I don't need all that. As you get older, yes, you're more susceptible to those fine lines and wrinkles around the eyes, and you don't want anything that's going to enhance them, but you still want to have that coverage under your eyes. So this one just melts into the skin. I'm not going to use loads. I'm kind of keeping it here just to the inner corner and then the outer part. Using the finger, it kind of warms up the product just really nicely. This concealer blends out really nicely, as I said, with the finger, with a sponge, or with a brush too. Covers the dark circles, of which I have plenty. If you feel like the concealer looks a little bit too heavy, just get the pointy end of your sponge and just dab. It'll just shear it out really, really nicely because you want it again to look like it's your skin. There are 2 powders that I go between when it comes to setting my under eyes, and it just depends on how I'm feeling that day. So either have the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Powder in shade 1. You've probably seen this so many times here and over on Instagram. But that is a beautiful setting powder for under the eyes and all over the face too. And then this one was brought into my life. The Laura Mercier team sent this to me last year and I was just like, oh, now I get it. So this is, sorry, that's the tub, and it's the Translucent Loose Setting Powder in Tone Up. So this is a rose shade. So if you're pale like me, this helps to brighten the under eye area. And it does so nice. So I'm just going to put a little bit in there and some on myself. I wore this jumper on purpose so you can't see any mess. And I find the best way to apply this is with, again, that damp sponge. So I'll take that pointy end, I'll get the clean side, and I really press it into the sponge. That's it, like this. That's how much is on the sponge, and I'm just going to take some of it off on the back of my hand. And this powder is unreal. It blurs the skin, makes it look like your skin is flawless, and I'll show it to you here and here as well because it's just magic stuff. Actually, again, I have another video showing this in action where I put on a really, really glowy foundation where you could see all of my pores here and here. Those are kind of my main bigger pores, and this just makes them disappear. but I'm going to use that now there as well. Here and here. We'll just do the tache area, shall we? This powder keeps shine at bay all day. It just makes my foundation look even more flawless, but I'm not going to use it on my cheeks here because I want to keep that glow. That's where I like to have the glow myself. You might like to have the glow down the centre of your face. Knock yourself out. For the cheeks, I was sent these before Christmas. They're also from Mercier, and they're the Tinted Moisturiser Blushes. So they sent 3 shades, definitely for all skin types, but for those of us with mature skin, they just make your skin look like healthier, glowier with the wash of colour. You can use, okay, let me just show you. Okay, so we have the shade Mistral, that's it there. We have Coastline, and we have Southbound. Now I have filmed a reel with Southbound, so I'm not going to use that today, but I think because I don't want to put on bronzer, I'm going to use Coastline. Let's have a look at it actually on the back of her hand first. So it has a little spouty doodah, and a little bit does go a long way. I'm going to try and apply just the right amount of product on my cheek. So that's what she looks like there. That is such a beautiful kind of peachy caramel shade. I think that will be really nice on the cheeks, and actually probably dotted around the top of my forehead too. So I'm going to initially apply it with my finger. That's probably too much. And then if I apply too much, I'll use my sponge to blend it out. But I'm really trying not to apply too much. She says as she keeps applying more. Oh, I like that. That just adds that little bit of warmth to the skin. Just need to apply a little bit more because I want to bring it across my nose ever so slightly. I think blushes like this in terms of formula and texture is really nice on more mature skin because it doesn't have like obvious glitter or sheen in it. It just makes it look like it's your skin. So I'm going to just take my sponge on the side that I had the foundation on and just soften those edges. And I'm going to do that here as well. When it comes to applying highlighter, for me as a 46-year-old woman, less is more. I don't really reach for powdery highlights because they can look a little bit harsh on my skin. Now I know that there are some new formulas out. There is a new Charlotte Tilbury one out that I want to try, so I'm trying to pick out what colour I want to buy. But that looks kind of quite sheeny, quite buttery. Love the Hollywood Beauty Light one from Charlotte Tilbury. But last year I discovered this one from Sculpted. It's the Liquid Lights in Pink Champagne. This is fabulous. I'm just after applying a little bit on the back of my hand and we can build it up. I really like applying this with my finger and I smush it out a little bit and then just on the top of the cheekbones. So I'm not bringing it too close to the eye, so wherever your crow's feet are, just to try and like not overly highlight or emphasize those lines. So see that really soft sheen that it gives. It's not overly metallic because I find that sometimes with powder highlights they're just very in your face. I'm going to do my brows quickly off camera using the Benefit Precisely My Brow. It's really boring to watch me do my brows. Onto the eyes, and we're using this Up Cosmetics Quad purely for this shade. This is the best transition shade for me. It's like a gorgeous not caramel, like camel colour, that's what it is. I'm using a big brush. This is the Blank Canvas E90. I use this brush for everything and I'm sticking it in the crease. There's nothing too precise about this. I just want to define my crease because we're going to go in with something else on the lid that I think is really nice. But even if you have a bronzer, you can do it with that. This brush is brilliant just for that wash of colour all over the lid. Now if I wasn't applying another shadow, I would just bring that same shade onto my eyelid, boom, out the door, except I would put mascara on first. But what we're going to use next is this little ditty product from Charlotte Tilbury. So this is their Hypnotic Pop Shot in the shade Rose Gold. I have a few shadows that are pretty much close to this shade, but when I was buying it I was like, because it's €30, just like the price of a palette as it is, not in Charlotte Tilbury, I wanted to get a shade that I knew I'd get wear out of, and I really have with this. It's a gorgeous kind of everyday shade, so the best way for me to apply it is with my finger, some of the shade, and you can pat it on. I've seen people using brushes to apply it as well, but it just doesn't give the pigmentation that I want with this. Now you can be really sheer with this. If you wanted to apply it over a matte eyeshadow, it would just give it a little bit of sparkle, but you can see that I'm going in, patting, going back in, patting, because I just want a little bit more shimmer, and it's so flattering. And then I'll take that same brush that we used to apply the first shadow, and I'm just blending and softening the edges there. So that's what it looks like. Okay, time for mascara, and I think I'm gonna use Full Bloom Lash mascara. I'm kind of picky when it comes to mascaras. I want the whole shebang. I'm sorry, this has like a really narrow wand, which is perfect for the lower lashes too. So I'm going to apply a couple of coats of this, and I'll show you before and after with this eye. So there we have a couple of coats versus no coats. I feel like that this gives fluttery, fanned out lashes, and it gives me just a nice amount of volume for daytime wear. If I was going out at night, I probably would apply a third coat. Okay, the lashes are done. I'm going to keep it really simple for the lips. I'm using MAC's lip liner in Soar all over the lips. I love these lip liners. And then to add hydration and nourishment to the lips, we're using Sculpted Lip Dew, which is so nice. It's actually really nice on its own, or over a lip liner, or over a lip gloss, not lip gloss, a lipstick, and be it like a shimmery or a matte one. It just helps the lips to look fuller now. It doesn't plump them out. It just gives a really, really nice shine to the lips. And there we have it. Let me take out the clip. I love this makeup so much. I feel like I look fresh-faced, ready for the day, and it's my type of makeup. So it's natural, glowy. I love it. Let me get closer. I'm all up in your face. So there we have everything. So if you are a lady of a certain age like myself, what products are you loving at the moment? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and I will see you in next week's video. Goodbye.